Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
A heroic father of three died after jumping into a swollen river to rescue two women trapped after a sudden storm turned their paddleboarding session into a dangerous torrent on a river in Wales. Former soldier Paul O'Dwyer, 42, who has been described as an incredible man in every way, died alongside the two women in the tragedy on the waters of the River Cleddau in Haverfordwest, Pembrokeshire, on Saturday morning. All three were killed in the raging river, while another woman is being treated in hospital. 5 adults escaped unhurt from the incident. Friends say Mr. O'Dwyer was an ardent lover of SUP, stand-up paddleboarding, and would often spend his weekends on the water. He traveled 60 miles from his home in Port Talbot, South Wales, to the River Cleddau when tragedy struck. A massive rescue operation was launched after police received reports of people in distress in the water. Ex-royal engineer Mr. O'Dwyer has been described as inspirational and a dedicated charity fundraiser. He raised more than 4,000 libras for heart screening with a 24-hour paddleboarding marathon down another Welsh river with two friends just a week ago. He took part in the 100-mile marathon after losing 4 friends to heart problems. A friend who didn't want to be named said, "The world has lost a truly great man, he was one of the best." Paul was a family man who loved the great outdoors and was in his prime. Was always doing something, running 10 kilosegundos and triathlons, surfing and skiing. He's lost a few friends from heart attacks and was raising money for other men to get screened. That's the sort of bloke he was. On his Twitter page Mr. O'Dwyer described himself as entrepreneur, electrical engineer, surfing mad, skiing and snowboard enthusiast. Dotting Daddy. His local football club Aberaven Green Stars FC added in a tribute, "It's been a horrendous 48 hours for our town, a weekend where we've lost some of our finesse." Paul O'Dwyer, where do we begin? Everything the man did was for the benefit and betterment of others. He really did make the world a better place and has left a legacy of inspiration and hope to those who perhaps didn't realize they needed it. You'll be sorely missed by all, brother. Friends said Mr. O'Dwyer was an ardent lover of paddleboarding and would often spend his weekends out on the water. Mr. O'Dwyer, an engineering team manager with online retail company Ocado, was on the paddleboarding expedition with friends from Port Talbot and Aberaven. Mr. O'Dwyer, who described himself as a dedicated daddy, was a regular paddleboarder based at Aberaven Beach near his home and gave lessons with the Salty Dog Co-surf shop. Salty Dog clothing company said it was saying goodbye with a heavy heart, saying Mr. O'Dwyer, from Port Talbot, would be missed greatly. Before his marathon, Mr. O'Dwyer said, "So over the past year I've lost 4 friends to heart issues and heart attacks. If you know we saved one life, then that would be amazing and well worth it. 3 friends I've lost, none of them knew they had any issues with their heart. So if the white been screamed, then there is a good chance it could have been picked up. I'm approaching that age now, I am 42 now, so I'm thinking it's time to get screened and take friends along with me on that journey to hopefully stop another person dying young." Mayor O'Dwyer's group, part of an organized outing, had been in the water only minutes when they were hit by a deluge of rushing water as they paddled near a weir on the swollen river. 5 more people in the expedition, understood to be part of the South Wales Paddleboarders and Salty Dog Co., were rescued from the water. The group of 9 people were from different areas across South Wales and were on an annual tour, spending the weekend together exploring the river. One of the paddleboarders who was on the trip, Vicky M.S. Kimben, from Milford Haven, said Mr. O'Dwyer had died attempting to rescue 2 fellow paddleboarders who had got into difficulty near the weir. Miss M.S. Kimben said, "Paul did lose his life attempting to save 2 of the girls also in distress due to an unexpected downpour. Absolutely heartbreaking, they were all good friends. And did so much to raise money for charities." Ms. Kimben said she had pulled out of the morning paddle because she was concerned about the weather conditions. Dyfed Powys Police has not yet released the names of those who have died, but said their next of kin are being supported by specialist officers. Police say a passerby also entered the water to attempt a rescue, later exiting the water safely. Detective Chief Inspector Jonathan Rees added that a full investigation into the incident is underway, but at this stage his thoughts were focused on the families of the victims. A police statement said, Dyfed Powys police received reports of people in distress in the Cleddau River in Haverfordwest shortly after 9 de la mañana on Saturday, October 30. A group of 9 adults from the South Wales area had travelled to Pembrokeshire for a paddleboarding excursion. The exact circumstances surrounding the incident are being investigated, but it is believed that the group got into difficulty in the water. Sadly, 2 women and a man died at the scene, and a woman remains in a critical condition in hospital. Next of kin are being supported by specialist family liaison officers. The immediate area was cordoned off by emergency services for several hours following reports of the incident. Around 30 firefighters, including specialist wading crews and swift water rescue technicians, were among the large joint search and rescue operation. Multiple helicopters from the National Police Air Service, Coast Guard and Wales Air Ambulance also assisted in the search. Liz Saville Roberts, leader of Plaid Cymru in Westminster, said on Saturday, "The news emerging from the River Cleddau incident in Haverfordwest is distressing. Godspeed the emergency services and support the families. It comes amid 70 mph winds and heavy rainfall battering much of the UK on Sunday. The Met Office has said damaging winds of up to 60 mph to 70 mph are possible throughout the day, particularly along the south coast, due to a deep Atlantic low-pressure system arriving from the west." The AM Coroner, Health and Safety Executive and the Marine Accident Investigation Branch, MIB, have been informed. An MIB spokesman said, "A team of inspectors from the Marine Accident Investigation Branch has deployed to Haverfordwest to undertake a preliminary assessment of the accident, working in cooperation with other agencies. The aim of the MIB's preliminary assessment is to help with determining the way forward." Comillas sencillas.